Hello and welcome back to Good Morning DRC TV. I hope you are all doing well today. Today is Sunday, the 4th of May. Can you believe it? It's going so fast. It's unbelievable. But I hope you're having a good day today. And I just want to wish you well. Have a wonderful Sunday, wherever it is that you are watching this today. Today, there are just a couple of things that I want to look at. And that is mainly to do with what is going on with the US and the deal that is having with the Democratic Republic of Congo. Right now, I can tell you that there are a lot of maneuvering to try, because they couldn't stop it, but what the aim now is to block, if not block, but to inject into this deal some of the things that will benefit the opposition party in the Democratic Republic of Congo. The former president, Joseph Kabila, Moïse Katumbi, and the opposition, Martin Fayulu, Delise Sanga, these are like the main opponent of President Felix Tshisekedi. These guys have tried everything to stop the US mineral deal with the DRC. Having failed to stop it from going ahead, now they are trying to use whatever means they can in order to slow it down so they can bring President Felix Tshisekedi to negotiate, or at least to have a conversation with the opposition in the DRC. Very recently here, we've seen the former president of Nigeria, Obasanjo. Obasanjo visited the US, and Obasanjo has acquaintances with Massaad Boulous, who is the special advisor to Donald Trump. They have their acquaintances going back years. But right now, what we are noticing is that Obasanjo, who also took part in an agreement that goes back to 2009 between the M23 group and the government of Kinshasa, or the DRC, when Joseph Kabila was then president. Obasanjo was a witness to what was actually agreed or signed. In that agreement of the 9th of March 2009, where Obasanjo signed, it's one of the things that was agreed in that agreement was that the DRC would give some of its territory, if needed, to the M23. So there were a lot of things that were said in that agreement, which is what Kagame has been using all these years to make a claim, or at least to say that the DRC is not fulfilling its duty according to the agreement. The agreement in question that we're talking about here is the one I've just basically described to you, that took place in March, back in 2009. To which President Felix said no, he will not give territory to Rwanda. He will not do it. The entirety, the sovereignty of the DRC is not negotiated. He said, it's not. It's not going to happen. President Felix Tshisekedi said no. And this is very important for my viewers to understand. What is at stake here is this. The agreement that Kagame and his bunch are after is always the one that stipulates that the Congo should give up its sovereignty in the eastern part of Congo. I watched not so long ago somebody speaking on behalf, or I believe is one of the pro-Kagame, pro-Mulenge or Mwanamulenge, they come up with the thing saying, okay, the M23, I mean, his point was like, okay, so isn't it true that now the government in DRC is in negotiation with the M23 in Doha? That being the case, all is said is that there is no such thing as Rwanda interfering. It's just Congolese matters, because now the government in DRC is talking with other Congolese, the M23 in Doha. Which is what I have practically been saying, that the aim was basically to force the government or Tshisekedi to enter into dialogue with the M23. In this way, Kagame can wash his hands off and say, look, I'm not involved there. It's only Congolese that are fighting within Congo. And I have been arguing, and others have been arguing, if it is a problem that concerns Congolese only, why is it that in the US, we have seen the Rwandan foreign minister going to represent the M23? And somebody has said, oh no, he's not there to represent the M23, he's going for other matters. What other matters? There is no other matters there. There's a conflict that is going on in the eastern part of Congo, implicating Rwanda's aggression. And in order to bring about peace in that region, the US know and they understand Rwanda's implication and Kagame's implication. That's why they told him to cut the crap, get to the US and get his men there to sign that deal. And he did. So what is happening here is they are pulling strings on one way or another to make that this deal will benefit Rwanda in some ways. I understand that because the US wants peace. Therefore, for that peace to be achieved, it is important that Rwanda gets some of the trade-offs. What they're also looking for, they should get in order to bring that peace about. I understand that logic. And so the DRC said, okay, we will give into this, but when it comes to sovereignty, the territorial sovereignty of the DRC, that we will not let go. That is not negotiable. When it comes to refining gold and minerals and so on and so forth, I believe the government somehow is a bit flexible so long as they come to such an agreement. But to have Obasanjo coming into the picture now, it is the move that the former president is making in order to force Felix Tshisekedi to have a negotiation, or at least to sit with the opposition in the DRC to talk and address issues. Because as you know, the former president is now, or at least they're seeking to remove his immunity. And when Obasanjo left, wherever he met the former president, he went to the DRC, went to meet with President Tshisekedi. He's now trying, you have to understand, Obasanjo has mines in the DRC. And this is the thing. All these people that you're seeing here trying to fight and trying to do this and that, because they have their minds, in the Democratic Republic of Congo. And this is what has always happened. Those people that are involved there in the politics in that region, they all have minds. In the same way as Ruto, President Ruto of Kenya, now he's got minds in the DRC. So therefore he can support the M23 because he knows he's getting paid for what he's doing. He's got his own gold mines there. And he's trading, and this was also confirmed by his own minister. So this situation somehow is gaining. It is. What I'm trying to point out is this: the DRC is so vital to the world in so many different aspects. Because, like I said in one of the videos, that this transition, whether it is ecological or technological, the mineral resources for the transition for the technology is in the DRC. It is also in so many other countries, but in greater quantity and reserve in the Democratic Republic of Congo. When it comes to the ecological, there is the forest, and that is providing, if you like, relief to the climate change. So there is a lot that is at stake. So that country cannot just be left by itself alone. So you have all these foreign interests that are actually just infringing on the freedom of the Congolese people. And on one hand, you have Uganda, you have Rwanda, and now you have Kenya, and now you got so many countries, they are just basically having their eyes on the DRC. And when the Congo people themselves, they are not benefiting from all of this, but they are being killed and they're being destroyed and their lives are being cut short day by day by the M23, which is Kagame's militia in the DRC. When will this killing stop? And France is interfering. So you have France. France is playing such a deadly role in the Democratic Republic of Congo. They're destroying lives there because of France. France is supplying Kagame with weapons and sophisticated satellite system in order to give him information so that they can basically do what they're doing in the DRC. And it's a terrible situation that Macron is doing. So having been kicked out in most of the African countries, Macron now wants to come to the DRC so he can basically try to find a foothold, and then it's crazy. Yeah, France is playing a deadly role in the DRC via Macron. Macron is always backing, he's always helping Kagame. He's always doing this. Like I'll keep on saying this, that Kagame has been able to do what he's done with the help of the Western world. When everybody is so quiet, when over 12 million people have died, lost their lives in the DRC, people don't care at all in the EU, the US, and wherever it is, they didn't actually care. They don't care at all. All they care about is getting the minerals and helping themselves. So we have to understand the deadly role that France is playing in the DRC. And now we need to understand the role that Obasanjo is playing in the DRC as well. Why are they now trying to tie down President Tshisekedi's hand? Why are they trying now to hamper all the effort that has been made? Why are they trying to slow things down? Because they're wanting to get to President Felix Tshisekedi to back down and have a conversation with the opposition in the DRC. As I said, Massaad Boulous has his relationship or connection with Obasanjo going back dates when, he was doing other things in Africa. But now we're here. Obasanjo wants to influence what is going on behalf of Joseph Kabila. And he's even trying to threaten President Felix Tshisekedi. What right does he have to come and do that? So people of Congo, you need to be aware. You need to understand that the nations around the world, they are just basically ravaging. They're all going around and trying basically to do what they're doing is to bring the Congo to a point where it negotiates. So I want you to understand, I want to let you know that what we're dealing with here is not just Rwanda, but behind Rwanda, now you have Obasanjo, and you have France, and you have Joseph Kabila, because he's decided to take part with the M23. So as of today, there are all this back and forth, going back and forth, trying to get President Tshisekedi to bow down to their demands. And like I say, now they're thrown into the mix. Obasanjo, who was not even there, but now he is, because he's got his own mines that he needs to protect, and he's been reassured of so many things he can do. Such is the situation in the Democratic Republic of Congo. This country of ours, envied by a lot of people around the world. Understand this, the technology that is here, and now understand even Starlinks is now in the DRC. Starlinks is what provide internet and all. Elon Musk's company is now in the DRC. The doors are open for it now. You know what is at stake? The electric batteries and all that they're doing now, lithium, they need that. That is from the Congo. Greater deposit of it is in the DRC. Coltan is what they need, is out there in there is so much that is there that people, that's the reason why people just won't leave this alone. They won't leave this country alone. They don't want it to take off. They want always to hang around and linger around and try to stop things moving forward. But listen, today is Sunday. I'm not going to go on longer than that. I just wish you to have a very happy Sunday. Enjoy your families. Enjoy whatever activities that you do today. And I'll bring you some more news. If you haven't yet subscribe to this channel, share this, and give me a thumbs up. Like I always say, there are people that are coming on this channel and saying all kind of things, but I need you, as long as you're giving me your thumbs up, your comments, it's all good for me, and I'll crack on doing what I'm doing right now. We're here for the Congo, we're here for our country, and we have to raise our voices to say that the killing in Congo must stop. They must stop it, and we need to have our country, it must be respected, our sovereign integrity must be respected. France, Macron, Obasanjo, whoever it is, will not be able to carry out the evil plan in the DRC, so long as we stand up and we do what we must do. And part of it is what we're doing here. So please raise your voices, give me thumbs up, share this link, and give me a comment as well. Take care of yourself. Have a wonderful Sunday. Bye-bye.